Hello again, it's Matt here, and in this video I'm going to explain some English phrases, which are to break, to smash, and to transcend barriers. So this video is made for Ronald, who asked me a question in the comment section in response to a previous video where I explained that the phrase to overcome barriers means to achieve your goals even though you face problems. Now, Ronald's very intelligent question was, does the phrase transcend barriers mean the same thing even though the two verbs by themselves are literally very different words? So let me try to answer Ronald's question. But before we do this, we need to remember what is a barrier. So a barrier is something that stops us. It stops us from achieving or doing what we want to do. So first of all, to break barriers. Is it the same as overcoming barriers? No, it's stronger. Okay, we need to think about the mental imagery, and to break barriers is to break them. When we overcome them, we get past them, we go over them. We have challenges, but we manage to get through. If we break the barriers, then we succeed very well. We remove the barriers or break them out of the way, and we make a change, especially for ourselves. An example of where barriers have been well and truly broken is in the study by girls, by women, of maths, science, and medicine. So, many years ago, it was thought that girls were not good at these subjects and that they couldn't do well at science, maths, medicine. Now these barriers have been well and truly broken by many smart, talented girls and women all over the world, so we can say they have broken these barriers. Okay, now to smash barriers means to smash. This is even stronger than to break the barriers. So in this case, we fight strongly against our challenges, our difficulties, and we succeed extremely well, or we make a very big or significant change. A clear example of this would be my previous student. She was born and raised in a country where girls were not encouraged to go to school, and they definitely were not supposed to study in high school or become doctors. However, she smashed all of these barriers and became a doctor not only in her country, but she also came to Australia and did extremely well in passing all of the medical exams and the English tests so that she could be a doctor here as well. So she is an amazing role model for young girls, for young women, and for anybody who faces challenges. She well and truly smashed all the barriers in her way. Now, to answer Ronald's question, is transcend barriers the same as to overcome barriers? No, it is infinitely stronger. Why? Because to transcend barriers means to overcome challenges, problems, difficulties that humans thought were not possible. Okay, so they do things that change the world for millions of people. So people or things that transcend barriers make huge changes, and they bring about things that are surprising or amazing. For example, when man first walked on the moon, or men first walked on the moon, this changed the way millions of people thought. It was surprising and amazing as they did something which was not considered possible. My grandmother believes that the modern smartphone has transcended barriers because it does things that her old telephone could not possibly ever have done. Throughout history, there have been many men and women who have transcended barriers. In politics, like Nelson Mandela, who changed the political system in his country, and in science, people like Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton changed the way that we think about the world. They created ways to understand the world that were not previously possible. They transcended barriers. And sometimes the easiest place to see where humans transcend barriers is in sport or art. So take, for example, the painting on the roof or on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. This is a surprising, amazing work of art that should not be possible for human beings. It truly transcends barriers. So I hope this video makes these three phrases clear: to break barriers, to smash barriers, and to transcend barriers. Now, let's have a look at language barriers. When we think about language barriers, a very clear example would be the case of Joseph Conrad, who was born in Poland and was not fluent in English until his 20s. He well and truly overcame his language barriers. He broke the language barriers and smashed the language barriers by becoming, some people say, one of the greatest English writers of all time. We can very easily say that with his very famous book, The Heart of Darkness, he transcended language barriers by becoming such a fantastic English writer. So thank you very much, and I hope this video helps you to overcome your own language barriers.